Right, the 2026 FIFA World Cup continues, and of course, this morning, the United States of America completes the games of the co-host in the 2026 FIFA World Cup after seeing Mexico beating South Africa by 2 goals to nil. And of course, Canada played a 1-1 draw against Bosnia-Herzegovina, and the United States of America won by 4 goals to 1. Of course, at the Sophie Stadium in Los Angeles. Let's firstly talk about the Canadian game when they drew against Bosnia-Herzegovina. I predicted a 1-0 win for Canada, but unfortunately, Jovo Lukic scored the first goal from a header after a corner kick was taken for Jovo Lukic to score in the 21st minute for the Bosnians. The Bosnians came with a game plan. They came with a plan not to lose the game. And of course, Canada kept on piling the pressure. The likes of Istakiu, Ismail Kone, Tani Oluwaseyi. And of course, it was quite unfortunate in the absence of Alfonso Davis, which did really affected Canada. In the preview, I talked about the fact that the Canadians have never won any game in the history of the World Cup. And in fact, all the two World Cups they've appeared, and that was Mexico 1986, and of course, the last World Cup in Qatar 2022, they lost all their group games. So even the game against Bosnia-Herzegovina is a record. So that means for the first time in the history of Canada, they've never lost a game in the history of the World Cup. But unfortunately, they conceded first before they had an equalizer. And that was how it happens in the Canadian game that went on at the Toronto Stadium. And of course, the United States of America, the Yanks came up with an impressive performance. And for the first time in their history, they scored 4 in the World Cup. The United States of America have never scored 4 goals in the history of the World Cup. And that happened when they defeated Paraguay this morning at the Sophie Stadium when Folarin Balogun of AS Monaco bagged the brace. And of course, it was a first goal from an own goal, you can say, from Boba Dila of Paraguay, who scored an own goal, which ended in a 1-0 scoreline at a point in time for United States of America before Folarin Balogun had the brace. And of course, Giovanni Reina scored another goal for the United States of America. The United States of America have great talent, and if anyone who watched the game saw that the big men stepped up, the likes of Christian Pulisic, formerly of Chelsea, we all knew him from Borussia Dortmund, came to Chelsea now with AC Milan. And of course, Weston McKennie also did a marvelous job. If you take a look at even the first goal, how he started the build-up from the pre-assist to Christian Pulisic before Bobadilla had that own goal. And of course, Serginho Dest, formerly of Barcelona, also had a wonderful display. At the back line, the likes of Tim Ream, Anthony Robertson, and of course, deep in midfield, Malik Tillman of Bayer Leverkusen also had a very good job. And then Tyler Anderson, formerly of RB Leipzig, who is now with Bournemouth, also did a marvelous job for the United States of America. They have huge quality, and it was so unfortunate for the Paraguayans. They couldn't withstand the tough test of the United States of America. The likes of Julio Enciso, formerly of Brighton, who is now with Strasbourg, Miguel Amiron, formerly of Newcastle, who is now within the MLS, and of course, Alderete, the defender of Sunderland, couldn't withstand the might of Folarin Balogun. And that was how it ended with coach Mauricio Pochettino's side, the United States of America, winning by 4 goals to 1 in the first game at the Sophie Stadium. So what it means is all the 3 co-hosts have played their first round of group games. Mexico won by 2 goals to 0 against South Africa. Canada drew 1-1 against Bosnia-Herzegovina. And of course, the United States of America won by 4 goals to 1 against Paraguay in the first round of group games. The World Cup continues, and we're going to be giving updates on the preview and then review of matches that goes on at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. This has been the podcast channel with our. Thank you.